everybody, and welcome to the Unwogable Podcast. I am your host here, Unwogable, and I'm joined today by Gary Lamb from the Gary Lamb Network. Man, dude, we had an awesome conversation yesterday.
Yes, we did.
We were at Project 46 Studios, and honestly, I didn't even know Gary was going to be there. And me and Kevin had talked about Gary being there, and I'm so glad you showed up. I'm so glad you were there. We had almost 2 hour long. Yes, man. No, it was. I told you after the cast that I had been waiting years to have that conversation on the air that you and I had. Yeah. You know, to everybody. Well, just somebody that was gonna hit me back a little bit. You know what I mean? And give me a different perspective, because a lot of we're all in our echo chambers, so to speak. You know, especially newer channels who are just getting a following. It's hard, man. So we had a great conversation. You can find that on my channel from yesterday, our live stream with Project 46, Kevin Batts at Red River TV. We're all kind of joining together now to support each other in our content creation and talking about the stuff that needs to be talked about. So please like, subscribe, share the channel. Super chats are open for everybody who's watching. This is Simulcast on the Unwogable channel. This is Simulcast on Gary Lamb Network. So, man, what? So the tag here, as we got to get to it, is I was on Tim Pool 2 months ago.
What's up, Cyber? What's up, Dead Privacy?
Cyber? So I was on Tim Pool.
Go ahead.
I was on Tim Pool a couple months ago. That was my big breakout moment. And since then, I get constant questions about, what's going on behind the scenes at Tim Pool,
right?
Or what it was like, what it was going on, how he's maybe changed, because I started watching him from the get-go, IRL, when he was on with Adam Krigler or Mac, and all of that. And I think, like you, he gave me a lot of great information at the beginning. You know what I mean?
It was flowing, like he was hitting them, boom, 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 which is why I did my video, because he was able to give me another perspective that I didn't have before, and I was able to make my decision based off of that, and that's what drew me to Tim.
Yeah, well, and I had forgotten about you. You said, well, I had this video. And so before yesterday, we didn't even know each other, really. That's the other thing about this. That's what's really cool, is that we didn't know each other. I knew kind of him. But when he told me about the video that he did for Tim Pool, that Tim Pool shared, I didn't remember it until I watched it today. I was like, oh, crap, I remember this. Yeah. I remember this. This went big. And you were speaking not just for you, though. That's the other thing about this, is that you were speaking for a lot of people that Tim Pool had, quote unquote, red pilled.
Let me say this: I was absolutely not, without a shadow of a doubt, I was talking for myself. I wasn't talking about anybody else. I was talking about myself. I did not expect everybody to be on some like, yo, dog, I feel you. I didn't mean, because let me tell you something. That was one of the most interesting lives in my entire life, dude. Like, I had my wife and I, every time I pulled the damn screen down, it was another 1,000 views, and I was like, what the hell is this? I never experienced that in my life. It was crazy.
That's great, brother. Well, but I think it's because you were real.
Tomorrow, what's up?
Tomorrow, Lamb of God, what's up, man?
What's going on, Lamb of God? It's funny that you say that, because I think I'm a Lamb of God myself.
Oh, well, aren't you?
Lamb. My last name is Gary Lamb. So.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Listen,
well,
there's a question, and I don't know if this is a troll or not. I don't know. It's a weird. Maybe it's a question that everybody's asking. Maybe they're saying that Tim is a tightwad or something, but it's saying by Dead Privacy, is it true Tim Pool checks the seats? Okay, that's the seats for loose change when you leave.
Not that I saw. See, Tim jumped right in. Tim is always working. When Tim is not on the show, Tim is always working. The only time I saw him not do something related to his job, including right after I was on the show, after the members cast, right? He was right back in his computer. Right back looking for stuff, right back farming stuff, right back clipping stuff. He does all his own thumbnails. He does all his own. He is the hardest working person in podcasting. I firmly believe that. He came in. So if you want to, but he is all about the money. I will tell you that. I mean, he knows and I say that not in a pejorative, I say that not in a demonizing way. He knows how to make the money, and so he's constantly on to the next thing because he knows he has to do the next show. He's got to get up in the morning. He does a show at 8 a.m. He does another one at 10. He does another one at 1. And he's on cast it again at 8. You know what I mean? And so I think it's less about looking for change in your seat. The change he's looking for is the next story, the next big thing, the next thing that's going to get him the clicks. And also what he is doing too is he's realized that he's starting to help shape the narrative as opposed to responding to it. That's the other part. And he is in constant control of that room. So what I first noticed when I was there, so we're down in the green room at CastCastle, right? And they brought me in, and it's a big TV, there's guitars everywhere, they got a pool table, all this stuff. And Tim comes in just, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before the show starts. He walks in and he's like, "Where's the pool table?" I mean, he's like, he just starts playing pool instantly. And I think from what I've heard, he does this before every show. And he's playing pool with his girlfriend, but he's listening to everybody around him. And he starts engaging with you. He was listening to me talk, and he just asked me one question, right? And he finishes his pool game, and instantly it was, "All right, man, let's go make money." Boom. And this is about 15 minutes before the show starts. And that's the craziest part of this whole thing, man, is that everything that you hear on Timcast is curated through his Twitter feed. So you got to watch him all day long, even though you're traveling, because you usually travel the day of. And you get in there, and it's about 15 minutes before the show starts, and him and Luke and Ian, and it was Lydia then, we just all sat down and just started throwing stuff out. And probably about 5 minutes before the show starts, he's making the thumbnail, writing the tag for the show, and that's where he decides what's actually going to be talked about. And because everything is so last minute, so he's checking last minute news that, like today with Brittney Griner coming in, right? Yeah. If that would have happened, at 6 p.m., right? And he's going on cast at 7, right? Then he wants to have that headline in his video, no matter what he's done
right
before that, And I'm probably the most unfamous person to be on Timcast, but he treats you just like he treats anybody else. That's the other part about it. But he owns that place, man. He owns that room. He runs that room like he's a circus master. What you don't see is like me, the guest is sitting right across from him. He is, if his hand goes up, everybody goes silent. Like, people know, it's like he's directing it like an orchestra. It's pretty crazy. And
no, it's not crazy. It's absolutely spot on. That's how I will control my room.
Right. But that's why he is so proficient. That he keeps things down to segments, right? But he's got enough of a feel for it now, right? That if he has to let things go longer, he will.
Hey, Lawrence, what's up, man? How you doing? It's been a long time no see, brother.
What's up, Lawrence? Guys, I'm unwokeable, by the way. And to people coming in from my channel, there's a couple here, I think. This is Gary Lamb of the Gary Lamb Network, who got shot to fame for doing a real video thanking Tim Pool for red pilling him, basically. And so he asked me to come on and talk about my experience on Tim Pool. But yeah, so after that, once the show starts, it's just boom, 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 boom. And there's no downtime. You get like a 5-minute break between the 2 hours and the last hour. But what I really liked about it was that he doesn't prep anybody for anything. Right. He expects you to come in there knowing what it is, knowing current events. Like I'm a guy that talks about culture and politics, wokeism, CRT, social emotional learning, that kind of stuff, the gender issue. And we didn't talk about any of that on the show.
Right.
None of it. And that was a pretty crazy part about it. It was like, I was expecting to go in. I had broke a big story about gender transition surgeries at OU Children's Hospital. Right. And that's when I got asked to come on the show. And we didn't mention it at all. And it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. But I loved the conversations. We talked about Russia. We talked about all foreign policy, and Luke, who's an expert in that stuff. It's really nice to play off those guys, and I think that's some of the chemistry that you and I had yesterday. Just not even having met each other. We just kind of bounce stuff off each other because we all have different perspectives, and that's what I liked about Timcast IRL, and that's why I always wanted to go on the show. When I got the invite, it was pretty cool. It was pretty neat. It really set the tone for me and the way I want my channel to go forward, because I want to keep current, but it also does bring up, are we just feeding the beast? Because I think
we are absolutely just feeding the beast, and here's why. There's no way we cannot feed the beast right now. We are in a cycle of constant. I don't want to say, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say we're in a cycle of constant battle, right? These things are coming out so fast on Twitter. These things are coming out so fast in our jurisdictions, in our backyard. Oklahoma is under fire as well. All this stuff is happening simultaneously, right? We got my wife, she's fighting the schools. You got me up here fighting everybody on the freaking, you know what I'm saying, on the internet game and Twitter.
Thanks for that, by the way. I just want to say thanks for watching my episode on Timcast. Appreciate it. Go ahead, no, keep going. Sorry, man.
But we're dealing with all this extra in the way stuff. Now it's like either you're going to be a part of the fight, or you're going to miss you're going to miss the chance to get out of the, what is it, the bubble, right? So either you're going to go towards a fight, or you're going to miss the chance of getting out of the bubble, and you're stuck. Now you're here. And I'm saying bubble because I wanted to try to keep our channels from getting hit by stupid stuff, but what I mean by that when I say bubble, right? It's either you're going to fight it, or you're going to get stuck in it. To answer your question, Silver and Gold, yes, we are still doing DoorDash. We're still doing that. That is something that I do to clean my head, to make some extra money, so on and so forth. So I love doing DoorDash. I can't wait to get back to the place where I can actually start doing Uber and Lyft, but until I can get everything situated here, it's going to take some time. Plus, because everything's kind of backed up when it comes down to the motor vehicle stuff, it's interesting stuff going on around here too. But yes, I am still doing that. But let's get to the topic at hand. Let's start talking with, so we started off with Tim Pool and how he operates his studio. And I find that very interesting, because one of the reasons why I never asked to go on his show is because I know I'm not equipped to go on right now. I'm not equipped. I don't have at the time, at least I should say, I didn't have the knowledge or the stuff to go on. Now I feel more confident. I'm still not sure if I want to go on quite yet, because I'm not sure if I'm ready for the load that it might bring me. But I am eager to actually go on to see how this operation happens. I'm interested, but I have no idea what's going on with his setup. It just sounds pretty accurate, right? It sounds like something that a big wit, how he would carry himself, right? So I'm okay with that. But how did you feel about how he treated Kanye?
Man, see, okay, this is a big thing, because I did a whole episode on this. Kanye, dude, I think that was a setup top to bottom.
From Kanye,
and when I say, dude,
and Kanye, wait. All right, pause. Let's put a poll up. Who thinks it was set up on Tim Pool's part, and who thinks it was set up on Kanye? Let's put a poll up. Can you pull a poll up?
Let's see if I can.
Let me pull a poll up.
I don't know if I can,
because I want to know before we give our answer. Stop dead naming. What does that mean?
Kanye. Ye is his name now. Ye is his name.
Ye is his name now. Oh, got you. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't have a poll option. Do I? Am I missing something?
Oh, I got one.
No.
Or at least
throw it up. Throw it up.
Did they change it? What happened to the poll?
I don't have a poll option.
Here's with your audience. Start a poll. There we are.
You got it? Okay.
Who? So, but go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
how did you feel about how he handled Kanye? Go ahead.
Dude, okay. What people don't know, and this is not well-known news is that Cassandra Fairbanks, who is the editor-in-chief, right, of TimcastIRL, or Timcast News, helped set up the meeting between Milo, Kanye, and Fuentes and Trump. She was involved in that, and she stepped away when Ye came on Tim Pool. That was going around Twitter. I saw it. I mentioned it, and Cassandra Fairbanks followed me after that. And so it's at Unwokable Pod on Twitter if you want to follow me there. It's also the same on YouTube. But she followed me, and I kept asking her questions. I was like, why aren't you on this episode? You were involved in this dinner. You were involved in the reason that Tim Pool brought Ye on the show, which from the beginning of the show was to find out what happened at the dinner with Trump, right? And that kind of got snowballed into Ye just leaving, which became the story. But that's why I think that Tim Pool, I don't know that he was involved in so much setting Ye up. I think that he knew it was likely going to happen, just because, for starters, he knows how Ye has reacted to other people in the past. I mean, he's walked out on Piers Morgan. He's walked out on other people, and what he did do with Ye that he doesn't do normally with his guests, he spent a whole hour and a half. He sent his brother with a camera to where Ye was flying into. And so there's a whole behind the scenes hour long thing that you can view on his website, right? Of him following Ye on the private jet all the way to where they were, and then the conversations they had before the show actually started, right? And so without the knowledge of knowing that Cassandra Fairbanks, his editor-in-chief for his news channel, right, was involved in setting all that up, you would think that, well, Tim Pool probably wouldn't know. If it was a setup, Tim Pool wouldn't have anything to say about it, right?
Right.
I think he did. For starters, I don't think Tim has a good grasp on something that high profile. See, like me coming in, he probably didn't know me from Adam. He didn't know, he maybe knew what I was about a little bit, but it wasn't going to change what he did or what he chose to talk about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ye coming in, that is the biggest star he has ever had on
his show. Yes.
Every time. And of all time, that is the biggest star. Right? If I'm the smallest star he's ever had in his show, that was the biggest star he's ever had on his show. And so him not knowing what Ye's plans were, I think is a thing.
It's absolutely absurd. That don't make any sense. As a content creator who's I vet my audience. I mean my guests. So it's highly unlikely he did not vet Ye. It's very highly
to vet him. But here's the other part about it. This is the dots that people don't connect. Milo Yiannopoulos, who was on there with him, right? Who set up him with Ye with Nick Fuentes and all of that, right? Milo Yiannopoulos was on Tim Pool a couple of weeks before that. That was his first interview in public in 5 years.
Wow.
And here's
and I love Mike. I love him.
Milo Yiannopoulos? Yeah. No, dude, he's an evil genius.
Yes.
But that's the thing. I think this was all set up by Milo Yiannopoulos. One, because he's super pissed off at Trump, because Trump abandoned him when he got canceled, right? And him coming on Tim Pool's show 2 weeks before this, and then all of a sudden he's setting up Ye with Nick Fuentes, all going to this dinner, which got Trump in trouble, right? I think was Milo's evil genius. That's what I think. And so he brought Ye in consultation probably with Tim Pool, because here's the other part about it. What is the big thing everybody says about Tim Pool? Everybody.
He's a fence sitter.
Yeah. But he talks too much.
Oh, okay.
Right? You know what I mean?
The second one. Yeah.
Right? He talks too much. If my mic sounded weird, God, I'm sorry. It's a little bit. Are you hearing me like it's coming across my computer? I want to make sure it's coming on my mic.
It could
Hold
be
on.
going through your computer. That's a possibility.
Test 1, 2, test. Take this off.
Yeah, but Brian, I did not know that, and that is very alarming that you are
What?
telling me. Don't know if you heard, Gary, but there were multiple hoax 911 calls of an active shooter at schools in Stillwater.
When was this?
I don't know. He doesn't say.
Hold on, let me see this, Brian.
There you go.
So, don't know if you've heard, Gary, multiple hoax. Oh, yeah, lots of hoax calls. There have been hoax calls all over Oklahoma. They usually do that when there's a big story. When there's a big story, people don't want them to pay attention to, or they don't want people to pay attention to. So the leftists and stuff will call the schools, and not that it shouldn't be investigated. It absolutely should be taken seriously anytime that happens. But that's something
done today, according to Lefty Lucky. What's up, Lefty?
Okay. I'll look into it and see what I can find out about it. I got some contacts in the police department and things like that. But in all those cities. But so Milo Yiannopoulos going here, I think it was all set up, and I think what he did after his episode with Tim, I think he went to Tim and was like, "You want to make some money?" You know what I mean? And because that was the largest viewed TimcastIRL podcast, I think in the last year or more, or maybe ever.
Whoa. 25 votes with Yay? We think it was a hoax for Yay. We think Yay was in charge of that? Is that what you're saying to me, chat?
No.
I have to agree with you on that one there. I really have to agree, and here's why. I think Yay knew exactly what he was doing. I think Tim vetted him very well, and Ye decided he was going to go the way he wanted. If you listen to the beginning of the show, what did he say? He said, this is Tim speaking. Tim said, "Oh, we're going to go straight into it, huh?" They weren't supposed to talk about it right then and there. Ye brought it up. Then after that, you know what he did after that? You ready for this? Shocker. He plugged his possibility of creating his own thing. You know what? I might take the rest of my money and do what? I think that was a plug to get his audience on his.
All right.
I really do think that was a publicity stunt on Ye's behalf. I don't think that was on.
Hold on a second. Let's just okay. Now, all right. I think you're wrong, and this is why. For starters, Ye could go on a brand new 0 subscriber channel right now. Click a button, start a live stream, and have double the amount of subscribers.
Do you think he gives that Tim Pool does? I'm going to stop you. Do you think Ye gives a damn about using somebody else's stuff? He wants his own stuff.
Right. No, but here's what I'm saying is that I don't think Ye ever heard of Tim Pool before Milo Yiannopoulos introduced him to this podcast.
And how many people have heard of Ye that know Tim?
Everybody's heard of Ye.
No,
everybody.
That's not true. Not everybody.
Ye is one of the most famous people on the planet.
But not everybody listens to Ye.
They don't. Okay, listening to Ye in terms of his music and knowing who he is. I mean, we're talking about the same guy who was standing next to Mike Myers in 2008 or 2007 or was it 2005 during Katrina and goes, "George Bush hates black people." Everybody knows who Ye is. He is one of the most famous people on the planet. And so him coming on Tim Pool, I guarantee you, the only episode, and this was going to be my point, the only episode that Kanye or Ye West had ever heard of or ever watched of Tim Pool was Milo Yiannopoulos on Tim Pool. Now, here's what I want to make a point on that. Milo Yiannopoulos took over that episode of Timcast. What everybody says about Tim is that Tim overtalks his guests, right?
Yes.
That he talks too much.
Irritating thing. Yes, he does.
Go back and watch the episode with Milo Yiannopoulos. Tim barely said 10 words that whole episode.
Oh, because Milo was a different beast.
Exactly. Milo's the real deal. Milo's the OG.
No. Pause. the type of person Milo is, you let him flow. You don't cut him off. There are certain people when you bring on your thing, you allow them to flow because you know you've watched them long enough. You know what they're going to say. You know how they operate. You want that juice on your show.
Yes,
Milo has that juice. The same
yes,
thing.
and
The
that
same
was
thing with
actually his
Alex
point.
Jones. Alex Jones have the same juice. You let him run because he's going to. But see, you got to throttle Alex. He'll say some dumb stuff and get everything shut down. So you got to throttle him. But Milo's pretty smooth with his. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to say it.
Yes, but here's the issue: is that I think this goes to my larger point of my point that Ye I think is being handled. I really do think Ye is being handled by Milo Yiannopoulos and other people, but especially Milo Yiannopoulos because he's an evil genius and he's meaning to troll the whole world. But I think what he did is that Ye never heard of Tim Pool, but what he did is he showed Ye his episode of Tim Pool. Oh, look, this is me. And Ye was sitting there expecting to be able to railroad everybody, just like Kanye, just like Milo did. And first of all, Tim didn't do that. Now I'm going to call Tim out on something. You ready?
I'm ready.
When Tim says we were supposed to talk about the anti-Semitism, we weren't supposed to talk about that. We were supposed to talk about the news.
Right.
That's an absolute BS statement. Why? Because the first piece of news that Tim brought up had the word, was a headline about Mike Pence saying that Trump shouldn't sit down with anti-Semites. So Tim didn't bring it up, so it gave him plausible deniability, right? It gave him plausible deniability. But what he did is he brought it up in the first headline. And if you watch what happened, and I watch these things intricately. When I'm going in and I'm trying to dissect what's happened between conversations with people, this is what I do, right? Because I look for manipulation. I look for manipulation of narrative. And Tim, what you got to understand about him is he's brilliant. He's super smart. And he knows how to... So when he says, I didn't bring up the anti-Semitism thing, yes, you did. You brought it up in the headline, brother.
Yes.
You brought it up in the headline. And you watch, there's this pregnant pause reacting to the headline, right? And then all of a sudden he starts talking about it.
I don't like Lamb of God. I don't like you agreeing with him.
Aha!
Sorry. No. My polls say that my polls say my people agree with me 72-28. Yay. So you lost that one, buddy. I don't care if he had a point or not. The answer is no. You lost.
But it's also how you ask the poll. Also, because I don't think it was Ye, I don't think it was Tim, I think it was Milo, and I think Tim was a willing conspirator because of this.
Wait a minute, are you saying that Milo played both of them? Is that what?
Hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
Bruh, for real?
Yeah, Milo is brilliant.
On our team. We need to get him on our team. If he's that good, we got to get him on our team.
Milo Yiannopoulos, he said this in his episode of Timcast. They asked him if he was going back on Twitter. Right? And he said, I have so thoroughly conquered that medium, they had to block me to shut me up. I changed rules. I'm the reason why they destroyed themselves. And he said, I'm not trolling through a kind of platform like that anymore. I'm going to troll with billionaires. I'm going to troll with presidents. I'm going to show you what I am and what I can do, because guess what? You want to silence me? I'm going to show you I can't be silenced. And that's exactly what Milo Yiannopoulos did, because if you listen to the interview at the very beginning, that's where all the information is given. First of all, Ye admits that Trump didn't know that Fuentes was going to be there or that who he was. He also admits that Alex Jones, that he got hooked up with Milo Yiannopoulos through Alex Jones's producer, and that Milo was the person who reached out to Ye. So Milo's just sitting there, you just cast a line, and then he sets him up with Fuentes, and then takes them all over to Trump. And what does he do? Then he brings them all back to Timcast and makes giant news out of it. He used them to troll everybody.
Well, let me tell you something. If that's in fact the case, then I need to learn a lot from Mr. Milo's that stuff, because I would like to do the same thing.
We all do, man. That's what that is what my fascination is with. That's why I liked him at the beginning, because I could see how he could manipulate in not a demonized way, but he could spin a conversation if he needs to. But I also, why I liked being there was watching the way he ran his operation, and that's how I know for a fact that either he was somewhat in the know about what Milo was doing, because he controls that beast. He knows what's going to happen on that show with someone that big coming in. And he knew what he needed to do to take advantage of it, because he's all about that money, man. He's all about making that money. And that's the way his show is going. And I can't blame him for it, man. He's successful. That's why I wanted to be on the show. You know what I mean? But yay, I believe that whole thing was a setup on the part of Milo Yiannopoulos. I think he's the one. And I think that it has to do with Milo wanting revenge on Trump, which he said over and over on Parler.
So and what happened? What happened? What he said that he abandoned him. So what did Trump do to abandon Milo?
Okay, so I don't
know this. I don't know this.
All right, on the Timcast episode with Milo, Milo made the statement that when Trump got elected, and they would have interns come into wannabe interns at the White House, that one of the questions they would ask the two, or the interns, was that if they were fans of Milo Yiannopoulos or Alex Jones. And if they said that they were, they would be removed. They wouldn't be allowed to be interns at the White House. So that's the first thing. And then Milo gets banned right before. Milo put his butt on the line to go out for Trump. Mm-hmm. Right? Milo worked on the Trump campaign, 2015. He and literally got banned from, he got canceled from all platforms, largely because of his support for Trump, his early support for Trump.
Yeah, I remember how hard he was going for Trump. I mean, he was going. That was another person who got my attention, because I'm like, if this flamboyant, I'm not going to say the other 3-letter word, but we already know what we're talking about. Because he says it himself. If this 3-letter word can literally sell out for Trump the way he did, I can at least say his name. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I looked at it. Like, I felt like that. But now you're saying that Trump abandoned him, and I'm concerned about this information. Because
he did.
If you're telling me he abandoned, like, how did he abandon him? Did he say, like, this is a war? I understand where you're coming from. I get what you're saying, but we don't need you right now because you can't talk, and we got to move forward. Because that's kind of how those people roll. Once you're useless to them, they get rid of you.
Right. Well,
that's just how they roll.
That's what happened. Is that Milo became, because useless. When you're running for president and you become president, right? You've got to cut your losses, basically. And if anybody becomes an albatross around your neck, they're gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to, is that if anybody becomes an albatross around your neck, and what Milo doesn't realize is that he did a lot of that to himself too.
Right.
Was that he played into it?
He did. Yeah. He did really sell out. But see, here's the thing, and this is something that I've learned about homosexuals. When they go for you, when they go hard for you, they go hard for you, man. They actually care. They're not these insensitive people, jackasses that most people make them out to be. I've spent a lot of time with homosexuals. They're not. They're very, very, very sensitive people. They come out with this freaking they come out with that, but they are very sensitive people. So when you hurt them, it's like hurting a woman. That they're coming for your throat, you know, because they really do sell out for the people that they care about. So I can understand why he's frustrated, because that's what they do, right? And I feel bad for him, because I get where that's coming from. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the same way when I'm not going to talk about that. The point is, I felt the same way of people on before too. So I get what that's going on. With all that said, do you think he's going to be able to achieve his greatness like he claims he can? Do you think he'll be able to take on billionaires the way he said? You think he'll be able to, you know, get up there where he's able to manipulate the politicians? Because he's very good at what he does.
Yes.
You think he can?
I think he's already done.
Turn your mic up. Now you got your another mic on, and it's good. That was the good mic.
But is that better? Is that better?
A little bit more.
Test 1 2 test. Is that better, guys?
What about the audience? What did the audience say? Do they like his mic or no? They said you're a good guest, man. Do you see that? They said you're a good guest.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I'm sorry about the mic issues. I've got too many buttons, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you very, very well. But that's
Okay.
a lot. Is it too loud, or are you saying
Test
that's
1
a lot?
2 test. Give me a thumbs up if it's better.
Working out the kinks there.
Working out the kinks.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. Okay, so no, I think Milo already has. I think Milo has already succeeded because he wanted to throw a torpedo into Trump's side. Right? And here's what I also know that nobody realizes. All right? Here's what I know. All of the establishment conservatives, and when I say establishment, I mean even the new establishment conservatives like the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, all those crew, Ben Shapiro, are all solidly lined up behind DeSantis. Right?
Yeah.
They are solidly lined up. You see it all over Twitter. Mm-hmm. Trump's not on Twitter, which if he doesn't get on Twitter, he's going to lose, by the way. But I
don't think he wants to win, though. I'm really doubting the fact he wants to win. I think he wants to save face. Yeah, I'm not sure if he wants to, man. Listen, I got my reasons, man. I got my reasons. Okay. At the end of that, on January 6th, I saw a different Trump. Let me just say that. I saw a different Trump after January 6th.
How so?
I saw a deflated man. That's what I saw. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. But I look at the man. I don't look at his money. I don't look at his prowess. I look at the man. And the man was really under a lot of stress. Okay. His reputation was being ruined. They shut down all his money. He couldn't even put plane in. He couldn't even put gas in his car. I mean, his plane. Like they really went after him. They made it look like he was, trying to incite an insurrection, which is absolutely not what happened.
Right.
They made him look so bad in front of millions of people, just like that. So and now they've had a whole 4 years to prepare for his arrival. Mm-hmm. They wasn't prepared for him back then. They're prepared for him now.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
you're right.
Do
man.
you really want to get in that? I don't want to be in that. I'm like, but at the same time, he has so many people that want him to fight, and it's like he's going hard in the paint for a lot of stuff. But
what he has,
you and I both know, not having Twitter is a bad move. Mm-hmm. He said it himself. I have no purpose for Twitter. What? Did you hear how Twitter is kicking so much booty?
But here's
this is not the time to not be on Twitter.
They painted him against himself. They set him up. You're right. Truth Social. He started Truth Social because they wouldn't let him on Twitter, right?
Right.
Well, now it's his company. If he gets on Twitter, Truth Social fails. So it's done.
Yeah.
And so they painted his ego against his ego. They painted his interests against each other. So he's got a business interest in Truth Social, but he's got a political interest in Twitter. And so if he gets on, he knows he can't.
At this particular point, like I said, if he really wanted to win, he knows what he needs to do.
Right. Well, but that's my point, is that he's fighting between two sides of his ego. So what I think will end up happening is that he'll end up getting on Twitter late in the game. You know what I mean? And it may be too late because he's going to realize, because again, this is really early.
That's the thing with having egos, man. Your ego gets involved.
Yep. But the DeSantis people have set him up. I mean,
they set him up.
Oh, dude.
DeSantis? This is a dirty game, man. This is a dirty game.
Oh, brother.
Bro, I never knew politicians. Now I can see why everybody want to watch it. It's awesome. It's freaking like, who's going to win tonight at 11? It's like, this is really crazy, man.
It's theater. It's blood sport, brother. It is a blood sport. And especially now, post-Trump presidency, this is a blood sport.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And DeSantis has all of the operatives with the most following on Twitter in his pocket. He does. The Daily Wire moved to Florida. I mean, Ben Shapiro lives in Florida. Dave Rubin lives in Florida. And the ones that don't live in Florida live in Tennessee, right? And they bounce back and forth. And what I noticed was you remember when Trump came out and called DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious?
Yeah.
Like right before the thing, right? For starters, which is like the least effective Trump nickname I've ever heard. But when Matt Walsh started like bellowing like a crying girl about that, oh, what about our precious unity? You know what I mean? I just said, oh no, not Matt Walsh, the guy who's like stone cold, don't cry, hard man, masculine. You're sitting here whining about our unity, saying that Trump could somehow hurt DeSantis in Florida, which DeSantis won by 20 points. Nobody was going to vote for Charlie Crist outside of the people who just, are insane.
Put Lefty Lucky comment up there. The last one he put up. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
And
this is all theater, man.
This is, like I said, this right here is why I've been pulling away for so hard. And Jake, I agree with you. His energy did change, and I'm not counting Trump out. I'm just saying that his energy changed. And because his energy changed, gives me a little. We have something you probably got something in your own environment that's pretty much similar to it. We have something called the punk test, right? Patrice O'Neill explained it the best way that I'm going to try to adopt him. He said, you'll do something to a person and see if they respond in the positive in a certain way. If they don't, you now know you can take advantage of them, right? So what a person would do is not bump into you and see if you are aggressive or if you tense up or whatever would have you. And if that's the case, they already know they can rob you, right? So when I saw Trump deflate like that, I said they found his weakness. They found his weakness. And right there is like, damn it. Like nobody wants to have their weak. It's one thing if I see the man is in, the 12th round and he's gassed the hell out, but he's still in the fight. He's still throwing blows, but he's gassed out. No, Trump was laying on the ropes, just taking it.
Yeah.
Just taking it. But that's how it looked to me. It was like, dude, I can't fall because I'm not going to kill my image like that, but please kill me. Just take me out, And I think that was one of the biggest issues that I had when it came down to that. Because when I saw that, I was like, damn. And let's be honest, I was sold out for Trump. Like I was sold out for the brother. I was looking at him almost like he was my savior, because I felt like without him, because I knew what was going to happen when Biden got in. I said it on the truck. I said, if Biden gets in, they're going to destroy everything, because we know too much now. They can't let us continue. They're going to destroy everything. So it's like
that's what they've been doing.
And that's what they've been trying to do. Unfortunately, it's backfiring because ain't nobody's buying the stuff. We know what it is. We know what it is now. It's all a hoax. So what we're trying to do is find another way to work around their stupid stuff, because on offline is not online. Let me just say that. Offline is not online. People are doing business offline. And good business offline. And I advise you to get offline, but not right now. You go ahead.
You gotta stay on right now.
You hit that like
super
button.
Super chats are open, by the way.
Super chats, memberships. We come, dude. I'm coming with the fire. You like my guest, right? You like my guest?
I love your guest, brother. Please come and follow me on my channel.
Go follow him on his channel, The Unwokeable. He has his own stuff. I'm gonna be stuff, bro. It's gonna be hot fire.
Well, and you gotta check out, if you just come to my channel and check out the episode we did yesterday.
Yes.
Project 46.
The quality.
The
quality. Oh my God.
We have got stuff moving. I'm telling you, we got some good things going. We got a studio. It looks like Tim Pool. It looks like Timcast.
We have work to do, and eventually we're going to come with something more polished. But we're going to definitely need some support on that, heavy support, because this is only supported through the viewers. Can't stress that enough. It is supported through the viewers, and we're going to need your support if we're going to bring stuff like this. And I'm talking like a lot more stuff. We're talking about real guests that we got to pay money for. We're talking about those type of guests coming up. in the near future. So if you want to be a part of that, please become a member of the Gary Lamb Network. You can send out some. I don't have all my stuff in the bottom, but y'all know me. Y'all can find me if y'all wanted to donate. It's up to you. But definitely hit that like button so we can get more people in here. Share this stuff. Do your thing. Keep it pushing. But let's continue. What is going on with Brittney Griner?
Dude.
Like, what's going on with this? So I'm hearing some interesting things. What's your take on it?
Okay, so
because a lot, let me tell you this: a lot of people in the Black community are really happy that she's getting out. But I'm sitting here thinking, what did they have to pay?
I know
that's a lot of people. Oh, I know what they paid too. But that's what I'm saying.
They let one of the most dangerous men in the world. Okay, so we're talking about the party of gun control, right? He is an arms dealer. The DA in 2010 called him one of the most dangerous, if not the dangerous men in the world.
So I have to cut you off because Rick told me to let him talk. So now I got to be an asshole and cut you off because you don't tell me what to do. I'm just joking with you. I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Shut up, Rick. Oh, because no. Thanks for speaking up for me. Gary is a taskmaster. He constantly is abusing me verbally. No, I'm just playing. What they did do is they traded one of the most dangerous men in the world for Brittney Griner. Now, here's what really pisses me off. There's been a Marine. I don't know this race, to be honest with you, that has been held by the same regime since 2018 that served his country and was a spy, basically, for the United States, got captured and has been there ever since 2018. I don't think the trade was even. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to release one of the most documented dangerous men in the world, you need to get somebody of equal value when it comes to the national security, when it comes to just general world security. And I have nothing against Brittney Griner, okay? I'm talking about just the actual brass tacks objectively of the way it looks. And so to release Brittney Griner for a guy who is one of the most dangerous men in the world, and that be the fair trade, makes no sense to me. Yeah. When you have somebody like Paul Whelan, U.S. Marine, who has been there longer and would be a more even trade for somebody like that makes more sense. But I'm not even sure I'd make that trade if this guy is as dangerous as they say he is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's what I can't stomach, is that Brittney Griner broke the law. Now, the law may be stupid. That I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying one way or the other on that. But she broke the law, and they snatched her up. They should have let her go a long time ago. They should have just let her go because she was of no value. She's of no value to them, right? All it did was galvanize a political cause in the United States against Russia, which hasn't worked on their, on their behalf. You know what I mean? So why not just let her go? And why not make a better trade? That's what I can't stand. It's not even. It's just not even. And this guy is going to be back out on the streets, back out running guns. And this is the party that's supposed to care about, gun control. This is one of the major reasons why people in the United States that don't have guns do, is because of guys like him that run guns. Because criminals don't care about gun laws. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. And I'm glad that Rick said that. That's freaking hilarious that you said that the first time the WNBA trade made.
Where did he say that? Where is it at?
Oh my God. But I'm just saying the WNBA is, it is what it is. I can't call it. But the reason I think this president, they did this is because they're virtue signaling, right? They're virtually signaling to the Black community. That's what I think. Because the white community is like, she broke the law, end of discussion, right? We're the Black community like, but it was just a joint. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to look at it the same way because we've already been indoctrinated into thinking that because we've had a lot of people go to jail off of a bag or 2 bags or whatever have you, and they go to jail for quite some time. So this is a signature move of the Democrats to keep the vote on. So that was a 2-banger right there. That was a 2-banger. So now if Trump does try to run, he's already they could say, but we got Brittney Griner back. We got Brittney Griner. She's a lesbian. Right. She's black, independent. She played ball, pro ball. Like, that's worth the vote, right? That's how they're going to look at it. So
it is what it is. About shoring up the black vote, because there have been polls that come out and say that Biden's not looking great with the black vote in terms of historically.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
No, he's not at all. See, that's the thing is, I didn't say it was going to work.
Yeah.
I just said that's what they're doing.
Well, and honestly, that brings me to what I usually talk about on my channel, which is this notion of equity, because that's where I think it's couched in. That's what they refer to it as.
Explain equity. What do you explain?
Okay, so you ever heard the term diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Yes, I have.
Right. Okay, so that's, just so everybody knows, critical race theory is an ideology, right? Thank you, brother. Thank you for the super chat there. I don't know if that was to me or to, it doesn't matter though. So thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that, Rick. Yeah, we got good energy here. But diversity, equity, and inclusion is the action arm of critical race theory. Meaning that, and when critical race theory basically says is that if you were oppressed in the past in history, right, then you deserve to discriminate against people today in order to make up for that now. Right, in order to make up for that historical oppression.
So 2 wrongs make a right now.
Oh yeah. So this is Ibram Kendi. So this
it makes sense though. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Well, it makes sense if you. It's literally Jim Crow 1.0. It's.
I know exactly what it is, but see, that's one of the reasons why they're trying to get rid of the blacks, because we can bring all this history back to y'all when they try to enslave y'all. So we already know why they targeting us, but it's not working for somebody. We're like cockroaches. You just can't get rid of us, man.
Well, man, and that's what we said on the show yesterday. Everybody go and watch it. Is that the black community has been so strong through so much tribulation, you know what I mean, and has persevered and done things that a lot of other communities honestly have not. You know what I mean? And so what critical race theory, what diversity, equity, and inclusion says to all the black community, it's just as racist against black people as it is against any other race, because it says you need our help. You need the white savior. You need the power savior. We need to discriminate so you can be successful. We need to knock people down who are white or Asian or just man or woman or anybody else in order for you to succeed. And that it's what they call the soft bigotry of low expectations, right? And that's what I see in this Brittney Griner situation. Equity is in part here. Is that who cares about the Marine who laid his life on the line? It's been held there since 2018.
Yeah, but that's a given. They know he's supposed to do that, so they don't care.
Right. But we're going to trade one of the most dangerous men in the world for equity purposes, because she deserves to be free more than the guy who's put in his time and didn't break the law, that was serving his country. And I don't even know what color the guy is. Okay. I'm just telling you, he was a Marine. Right. And so we have a notion of equity here. And so the equity gets them the black vote. It gets them the minority vote, because you're discriminating against, whether it's a male or it's a white person or it's a soldier or whatever, in order to place someone else above that because they're a lesbian woman, they're black, all of those things. And politics, you're exactly right, man. You're exactly right. Politics is the linchpin of this. If it wasn't, it's the same reason Kamala Harris is vice president, because Kamala Harris is dumb. Okay, I don't care what color she is. I don't care what her gender is.
I'm not going to call a woman
qualified.
dumb. I'm not going to call a woman dumb.
Why not? Why not a woman? Why not a man? I call Joe Biden dumb.
No. I'm not going to call her dumb, because I don't think you get to the position you are being dumb. That's what I'm saying. You don't get there. All right. You don't. AOC is a different story. That's a fluke. I don't understand that one. I'm confused on that one.
Watch her go back. She has failed up her whole career. Not AOC, but Kamala Harris. She has failed up.
She didn't give a crap in the first place. Did y'all think she cared? No. That was money, bro. She didn't care. She didn't care.
Right?
She wanted money.
But that doesn't mean you're qualified to be the vice president of the United States. That
But
doesn't mean
she
you're
is,
smart
which
enough
means
to be.
hold on. Are you the president of the United States?
No, but that doesn't mean I can look at somebody and say I've studied all the presidents of the United States. I've studied the vice presidents of the
So
United States.
you will assume that
So
yourself you're more qualified than
No,
Kamala.
I'm not talking about myself. What I'm talking about is the other people that have held that position in life.
Mm-hmm.
So comparing her to the other people, or just comparing her to Barack Obama, because she's one heartbeat away from being president of the United States. So understand that. And we're talking about the
and you know the
oldest
sad part
president
is
of the United
literally
States.
one heartbeat away. Literally.
Right. Exactly.
That's the scary part.
That's my point. Is that I'm not comparing her to me. I'm comparing her to Barack Obama. I'm comparing her to even Joe Biden or George H.W. Bush or freaking Lyndon Johnson. I'm comparing her to her contemporaries, and she cannot. I don't care what color she is. I don't care what gender she is. She doesn't have it.
So you think she's just all token?
Yep. I think her record shows that. And I'm not talking about anything having. She got less than 1% in her own state primary. She was unpopular. Joe Biden. She went after Joe Biden in the primary elections, going after him about calling him a racist. And she was the only person less popular than Kamala Harris in the Democratic Party. I don't think there was a person that was less popular than her.
No, the Democrats did not want her. That's right. That was clear. They did not want her.
So
but
when you take away popularity, why?
Why they needed
a
her,
black woman?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yes.
And but what I'm saying is that her intellect, her record, her popularity, none of those other things led up. I mean, it's not like they needed to win California, right? They didn't need to pick a vice president from California to sew up California. So what was the reason she was put on the ticket? It wasn't because of her intellect. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. And it's the same. It's the same.
Well, I regretfully agree with you. I would like to think that that's not how they treated and used our black women, but they've been doing that for centuries. So it's no new. There's no news there. That's just what it is.
Right.
But what do you guys think in the chat? Do you think it was all a publicity stunt? Do you all think that Kamala deserved her spot, or do you think it was all just because she's a black female and they need to get Joe Biden through somehow?
Joe Biden said from the very beginning, when they asked who was going to be VP, I'm picking a black woman. He didn't care which one it was. So his own words lend.
That's virtual signaling, and it did work.
Right.
It worked.
And you got to hand it to Bernie Sanders, who stood on the same stage and said, I'm going to pick the best person for the job. You know what I mean? And but that helped Bernie Sanders lose that primary.
Yep.
Right. And they just play people, man. Diversity, when you talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, diversity, all it means is human shield. That's it. And they use people as a human shield. And you can be trans, you can be non-binary, you can be black, you can be Asian. They don't care about the people. They don't care.
Wait a minute, cyber, stop.
Oh no, what is this?
Oh God. You know what?
She dated Montel Williams. They're pictures. You want me to pull it up? I'll pull it up. Look, hold on. I'll find it. You know that Kamala Harris was a Montel Williams girl? You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Oh, come on. I got to pull this up. Watch this.
I would like to see this.
Uh-huh.
I want to see this now.
Montel, and she's a good-looking woman. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna sit here and take anything from the woman. She's a very pretty woman. For her age, she's beautiful, right?
I'm gonna show you. But I'm gonna show you her, not her age. I'm gonna show you when she was running around with Montel Williams.
Ooh.
Look at this. Hold on. I gotta find a better picture.
I'm waiting.
You gotta talk while I'm doing this. You gotta keep people.
Well, I'm supposed to keep. I'm supposed to talk.
Yeah, come on.
How's everybody doing? This is Gary Lamb Network right here. We got the Unworkable taking his sweet time to get up a picture. I hope he hurried the hell up because I can't carry on for too long. This is all ad lib, baby. All ad lib, and I'm doing a pretty good job at it. Where's the dang picture?
It's right here.
Thank you. Yes.
Bow. That is Kamala Harris and Montel Williams. right there. You see that?
I can't stand females. They get on my
Why?
nerve. Cause that back, she beautiful, and that ditzy, like that's what irritates me. Like, how do you get away? This is why they get away whatever they look at Montel Williams. Look how much Montel had to go through to become Montel, and she just showed up on his arm looking all cute.
And now she's vice president of the United States.
Now she's vice president.
Well, you heard how she became. I mean, she was with a married. I don't remember his name, but how she came up in California politics is that she was the mistress of a really, really well known black politician in California, and that's how she became. I could probably look it up, but I'm not going to take the time. That's how she became attorney general, and then that's how she became senator in California. She failed up every single time. Every time.
You're right. She slept her way up to the top. You're absolutely right.
I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying she failed.
No,
up.
we're using it. We see it right here. Like that's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I apologize to every black woman, even though she ain't black. I apologize to every Puerto Rican woman, even though she ain't Puerto Rican. I apologize to every Indian woman, even though she ain't Indian woman.
No,
she done been damn near every freaking. She's absolutely in. That's what she is, Indian.
Yeah, she's half Indian, half Jamaican, I think.
Half Indian and half Jamaican, which classify her to be 15 other races.
A person of color, I guess. So, but
if she's enough,
what it qualified her to be was vice president of the United States.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying is that if Biden runs again, I think
she got her start in politics by being the mistress of a mayor in California.
Right, in San Francisco, I think. Yep, that's exactly right.
A woman with a plan is unstoppable.
Yep. Tell me.
Because you don't know until you know. And by then, it's too late.
And I'm telling you, and I mean, she's beautiful, but she was a Montel Williams girl. And here's the other part of it. I'll show you another picture. Hold on. Let me pull it up. There it goes. There was more than one.
Wait, what?
I think this is his sister, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But
who's babysitter? Jill was whose babysitter?
What happened?
Rick said that Jill Biden was his babysitter.
Oh, yes. Jill Biden was Joe Biden's babysitter. Yes, that's true. But his wife died. His wife, like his first family, died in a car wreck.
He got babysitter action. You know what?
His first wife. His first wife died in a car wreck. Joe Biden's.
That's tragic.
Like his wife and his kids. One of his kids died in a car wreck when he was early in the Senate, like the 70s, and then that's when he married Jill. But Jill was nanny to the kids like Bo and Hunter from his first marriage. So, yeah, dude, I could throw up some conspiracy theories about that.
Wow.
That is some crazy stuff because I think Joe Biden has been bought and sold by the Chinese. Oh, sorry. There you go. He's been bought and sold by the Chinese government since around that time. Yeah. I think he is bought and sold by the Chinese government, and everything he's doing is helping out the Chinese, the CCP, and all that. If you want to see it, I did a video on the CCP and the WEF.
Ooh, the Twitter files dropping.
Oh, let's see this. Hold on, let me see how I'm pulling it up.
That's a good one. There you go, scoped. Ooh.
What are they talking about? If anybody's got any while I pull this up.
What is it? Some juicy stuff that we can get up on here without getting banned? Is that what you're looking at right now?
Well, I covered it the last time it went down. Me and Kevin did. Hold on. Let me see if I can get to the page before I share the screen. Where are the Twitter files? Come on. Yeah, we're gonna drop them if I can find them. Meghan Markle's is a liar. That's in Twitter files. Nothing's popping up and trending. Why not? Who's dropping them? Is it Barry Weiss or is it Matt Taibbi? Who's dropping them? Barry Weiss is. She's trending. Okay, hold on. Thread Twitter files part 2. Here we go. You want to see this? throw this up. Twitter files. Now you got to give us a second here. Stick with us. Stick with us now. Like, subscribe, share the channel. So she's saying Twitter files investigation reveals that teams of Twitter employees build blacklists, prevent disfavored tweets from trending, and actively limit the visibility of entire accounts or even trending topics in secret without informing users. No way. That's been happening to me for years, brother. I've crossed 21,000 Twitter followers 18 times. Like if I've had people unfollowed on my account, so many that if I had them, I think I would have 100,000 followers right now.
You know what? That's sad because that's exactly happening with YouTube. I can't say that it's exactly what it is, but it feels like that because it's like, how the hell does my viewership goes up, but my subscriber count is going down?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense at all. No,
it doesn't make sense to me. Like I lost 200 subscribers in the last month, but my views are they're skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on there? You know what I mean? Come on, Twitter with your dad going.
Okay, so moving on. She says, take for example, Sanford Dr. J. Bhattacharya, who argued that COVID lockdowns were harmful for children. And I'm reading here, YouTube, from Twitter, so don't ban me. Twitter secretly placed him on Trend's blacklist, which prevented his tweets from trending. So this is a picture. So basically what they're doing here is they're confirming what we've already known, which is that they covertly knocked people down. Dan Bongino, they did the same thing to him. He was blacklisted. So this is the actual picture of what they would do. I guarantee you, my account has this crap on it.
Wow.
I guarantee you.
This is why I didn't waste my time with Twitter, because I was already struggling in these YouTube streets. I didn't want to go and do the same thing in Twitter. Like a lot of people kept saying, go to Twitter. I was like, I can't even keep my YouTube going. Like
Charlie
I can't.
Kirk. See, but YouTube, Twitter helps feed your YouTube. Twitter is where you get information. And I started on Twitter.
That is true, but I was an amateur. I mean, I'm still an amateur. I just I say I'm advanced now. I wouldn't call myself an amateur now, but I was an amateur because all I wanted to talk about was what I want to talk about.
Hey, thanks, Tina, for the super sticker. Appreciate that.
What's up, Tina?
Thank you so much. Again, I don't care. I don't know if it's going to my channel or his, but either way, thank you. It's great.
Don't worry. We sharing all this stuff. Don't worry.
Dude, no, I don't. I'm just happy to be on here with you. Gary, you're.
Thank you, baby.
You're my.
But we're going to share it though.
You're my opposite.
That's just my thing. That's my thing. So, but go ahead. Let's continue.
Yeah. So Twitter denied that it had done such things in 2018.
Of course they denied it. Why would they actually tell you the truth? That don't make any sense. Why would they tell you I am actually literally doing this to you?
What she's talking about here is that episode with Tim Pool on Joe Rogan's podcast, right? Where she denied having done this. We do not shadow ban. And we certainly don't shadow ban based on political viewpoints or ideologies. She said that with Tim Pool on Joe Rogan's show.
So is there going to be any lawsuits for the loss of time
and
effort,
revenue,
money, and everything that has been...
But here's the thing. Who are you going to sue? Now you have to sue Elon Musk.
That's okay. Sue him. And he can sue him. Like, see, the thing is that he's the owner, right? So he unfortunately he adopts all of Twitter's issues. All right. I'm not really with suing him. I'm with suing the company. Okay. We're not suing him. Understand, Twitter is a separate entity of Elon. You're still suing Twitter. That's how business works. You're not suing Elon. Although he owns it, you're suing Twitter. Okay? Still sue Twitter for what they did. Because if you was in my car and we got in a car accident, you would sue my car insurance, not the driver who caused the accident. That's not how it works. Even though I was not the one in the blame, you still should sue my car insurance. If you was in my car, my car insurance didn't go after the other guy's insurance. That's how it works. So if Twitter is deemed for that, Twitter should get sued, and Elon Musk lawyers should go after the former owner because it was under his command and they
Yeah.
sue him. That's how that works.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would not let this go.
But here's
I
the
wouldn't
thing.
let that go.
But that's the thing. It's like if you kill Twitter now that it's actually a free speech zone, because you could, if you had enough people that signed on to a class action like that, you know, what they should find a way to do, we should talk to Robert Barnes or guys like that, Nick Rekieta, and see if you can
I
do
didn't
a
think
class
about that angle. You might be right. You can kill Twitter that way. You can.
Right, you kill Twitter, but if you could somehow sue Vajagati, like personally,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, or Yoel Roth, who they talk about here. But this is what they say. They said there existed. So this is Barry Weiss, but there existed a level beyond ticketing, beyond the rank and file moderators following the company's policy on paper. That is the site integrity policy escalation support, known as SIP-PES. This secret group included head of legal policy and trust, Vajagati, and global head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, who was just fired, subsequent CEOs Jack Dorsey and Parag Agarwal, and others. This is where the biggest, most politically sensitive decisions got made. Think high follower count controversial. Another Twitter employee told us for these, there would be no ticketing or anything. So basically the underlings didn't know. Here's an example. One of the accounts that rose to this level of scrutiny was Libs of TikTok. An account that was on the Trends blacklist and was designated as do not take action on user without consulting with SIP-EPS. So basically the high people here. And so then she talks about Shia, who runs the Libs of TikTok account, being suspended and for hateful conduct. And here's the site policy showing how that they would target her based upon their own political views. Based upon their own political views, right? And so it's everything we thought, but here's the evidence to show they did it. So compare this to what happened when Rychak herself was doxxed. So they're talking about her being banned for basically just showing videos of leftists saying what leftists say on TikTok was her whole account, right? Now they're going to compare it to when the owner of Libs of TikTok was being doxxed. So compare this to what happened when Rychak herself was doxxed on November 21st, 2020. So this is just recently. A photo of her home and her address was posted in a tweet that has garnered more than 10,000 likes. That's a lot of likes. When Rychak told Twitter that her address had been disseminated, she said Twitter support responded with this message. Thank you for reaching out. We reviewed the reported content and didn't find it to be in violation of the Twitter rules. Whoa. What? So no action was taken. So in this eternal Slack message, Twitter employees spoke of using technicalities to restrict the visibility of tweets and subjects. Here's Yoel Roth's, Twitter then global head of trust and safety, in direct message to a colleague in 2021. A lot of times, SI has used technicality spam enforcements as a way to solve. Is it
technicality? Here you go.
Yeah, technicality spam enforcements as a way to solve a problem created by safety under enforcing their policies, which again isn't a problem per se, but it keeps us from addressing the root cause of the issue, which is that our safety policies need some attention. So basically, they would use any policy that they had to knock people down that they politically didn't agree with. That's what, and Yoel Roth, who was still working.
This is why
Go ahead.
It's you know what it is? It's exhausting. It's very exhausting.
It is exhausting.
You say you wanted to play by the rules, but you keep breaking your own rules.
Yep.
You keep bending your own rules.
It's like James Lindsay says, the woke have two rule books. One for you and one for them.
Right.
That's right. That's the way it goes. You know, and look, even here, so they're shadow banning. Here's Jack in 2020 telling me that Twitter doesn't shadow ban. So this is Dave Rubin commenting on this. And this is Jack Dorsey telling Dave Rubin in 2020 they don't shadow ban when here's all the evidence to show that they shadow ban and they did it politically.
Yeah.
They did it based upon your politics.
Right.
And this is why, honestly, if you want to say that the 2020 election was on the up and up, and we're not going to talk about that as YouTube, but this is how they messed with the election. It wasn't in the ballot box. It was in what they allowed people to see. Like the New York Times Hunter Biden laptop story, right? They kept,
which is perfectly clear now. And now
right.
this.
Go ahead.
No, it's just like I said, it's exhausting because you do all this hard work, and then you get shadow banned everywhere because they don't want you to get this stuff out. They know you need these platforms to get out fast. You can't, and then they increase the price of gas to such a degree you can't even do the footwork that you normally would have done because you run out of money quicker. So all this is by design. They're trying to force you to not move so they can spread their message as fast as they possibly can. But here's the kicker. Everybody knows what we're talking about when we say, do you know what we're talking about now?
Yep.
Everybody knows. So now is at a place is like you kind of caused your own hemorrhaging at this point because now it's circulating so quick that so many people, even the Black community, are waking up to a degree that you would not believe. Yeah, they still don't like Trump, but that's not the point. They know what the system is all about. We've been knowing what the system was from day one. This ain't nothing new to us. It's almost like yeah, we've been new. It's just we had certain people that it was in their best interest to vote Democrat because of the stuff they got for free. So it's not like we didn't know. Like a lot of Democrats think Black people are stupid. No, we're very intelligent individuals. We know how to survive. If you're going to give me free stuff as opposed to getting a job for $10 an hour, I'm going to get the free stuff. That's just what it is.
Right.
So
that's right, and that's the thing. And then John Adams talked about this. Man, he said, the minute that politicians figure out that they can buy people buy their votes,
they'll continue doing it.
And yes, the election was fortified. That's what Time Magazine said, right? But that's what it comes down to is that if you know that politicians on either side of the aisle are not going to work in your best interest, the common sense brain oftentimes goes to, well, I might as well get what I can get, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what you don't realize is none of that. It always comes with strings, man.
Well,
there's always strings.
They
and they're
know
chains.
that,
they turn into chains.
But they're okay with it. You got to understand, these individuals are perfectly fine with the way they live their life. They do not care. They are kings and queens as far as they're concerned. So they don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care that they have roaches running around their house. They don't care that there's rat infested. They don't care that it stink. They don't care. They're happy. They live that way their entire lives. Their mom lived that way. It's just what it is. They don't care. The question here is the people that do care, the ones who's paying for all this stuff, is it possible that you can find a way to get them off of it? Because you are paying the money anyway. So instead of just giving it to the third party, like many people do, is it possible that you can find a way to, I don't know, I guess adopt a family? Like find a way where you can
churches, man.
Churches wait a minute. See, okay, churches are corrupt. If you don't know that,
that's true. No,
churches are extremely corrupt. I don't go to churches because they're very corrupt. They spill of you have to understand a lot of the we gotta run
people
joke
are
in the
corrupt.
Black community.
People
are corrupt. Yes. The vast majority of preachers are how to work pimps. That's what they say.
Say it again.
The majority of preachers are out of work pimps because they do the same thing they've always done. They get you warmed up and then they teach you how to. Then they get you to prostitute yourself, whether it's through 10% or actually physically on the streets. They find a way to get you to to prostitute yourself. So that's why a lot of people call preachers out of work pimps, because they're really, really charismatic. They know how to get you to give your money and all of this stuff. So for me, I don't trust any man that got that kind of power. It's just, how can I trust you?
Trump?
Donald Trump. I never said I trusted him. When did that ever come out of my mouth? I said I sold out for him because I thought he can give me what he would, because I thought he was going to deliver, right? He
delivered in lots of ways. He did.
Right, he did. He said he was going to do this, and he did it. He said he was going to do that, and all the hell, he did it. He said he going to do that too, and guess what? The damn dude did it. So his track record is what I trusted. Him as a man, you going to tell me you got through you own how many casinos? You own how many hotels? And you're squeaky clean?
What I liked about Trump, he never said he never said he was squeaky clean. What I liked about Trump is that he's an honest liar. He lies honest and then tells you. I love it. He tells you what he's doing. It's like during that debate with Hillary Clinton, he said they're never going to redo the tax code. They're going to come after me for my taxes, but they're not going to redo the tax code because they're using the same thing I am. Because guess what? I would be stupid to pay all my taxes because they're not paying their taxes. But the difference is I'm going to tell you why I'm not paying all my taxes.
It's corrupt.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's corrupt. And that's what people liked about Trump, is that he stood up there and he was honest about the lies. Yes. You know what I mean? He was honest about the lies. And that's what set him apart. And I'm concerned for him too. Going back to the beginning of our conversation, is that his energy level is down because he's not connected to the people anymore. You know what I mean? He's not connected to the lifeblood of his energy source. You know what I mean? He got.
And why is that?
Because he's not on Twitter, because they cut him off. And now
he's not cut off now?
He is. Well, until he gets back on Twitter, until he gets like in the middle of the conversation again, until he starts setting the narrative instead of responding to it, he's not Trump. I remember the lead up to 2015. I was watching him. He was on Fox and Friends every morning.
Fire.
Yes, but here, you know why he was on fire? Because he spent the 3 years before that.
Pikachu, what's up, Pikachu?
Pikachu, how are you? He spent the 3 years before that going on Fox and Friends every morning and then tweeting about it afterwards. Literally. And so, and seeing what worked and what didn't, seeing what pissed people off and what didn't. Trump decided to run for president during the 2012 Correspondents' Dinner with Obama. Have you ever seen that? Where Obama's up there making fun of him and Trump's sitting in the audience. Have you ever seen that? Man, and you see it in Trump's eyes right there. He was like, all right, man, hold my beer. Right?
Yeah, he's about to get him.
Yeah, he's about to get him. And we're right after him. And what he did is he went out and did what Trump could only do better than anybody else, is he put his pulse on what people thought through a marketing standpoint. And then he grabbed up every issue based upon his own knowledge, on his own everyday interactions, on his own talking with people every day online, and grabbed a hold of that and put it out in the zeitgeist, and they weren't ready for him. And now he's taking advice from people that I think just want to hurt him. So, so he's got to get back on Twitter. He loses. He's done. He's got to get back to the source of his energy, which is the people like you and me who looked to him and said, hey, yeah, blow this stuff up, man. Blow it up. So that's what I think. That's where I'm at with it. But I don't know, man.
So he needs his life source back.
Yeah. If you're a man of the people, if you're a populist, you can't exist apart from the people.
That's the thing that bothers me the most, is that I'm fearful that the thing that creates, who grows me and blows me up, will then have control over me. I mean, I was talking to my wife about this earlier today, actually, is I'm really concerned about polarizing my content in any way, because then you get to control me, right? My audience gets to control me. Oh, we don't like that, so we won't see that. So I'm going to do what George Lucas does and say, "Did you like that one? It was that one good? Please love me back." And I don't want to get to that point where I gotta like beg my audience to give me love. You know what I'm saying? I hope you love me when I'm old and decrepit and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like that. I hope you will love me when I'm there, not just because I'm vibrant and strong and powerful. Because there's a time where I'm not going to be vibrant and strong and powerful. I pray to God I never ever experience that level of weakness, but it's almost inevitable, right?
Man.
If you get to a certain age, you're going to get tired. So it's like it's fearful, and I understand where Trump may be really down in the dumps, and I can understand what Pikachu said that, but I wanted to get exactly why he felt that way. Why did he say that he feels bad for him? Because I feel bad for Trump too. Here's a man that built a legacy. He was going to go out in style. The Trump name was undefiled. Everybody loved Trump. Everybody loved Trump. Now he has half the country that can't stand his guts. And that gotta be demoralizing, especially after the name he built over so long. So I get why Trump is feeling some type of way. I'm not denying the guy. He's a dude. I'm pretty sure me and Trump would get along, and I will laugh. I will make him laugh. He'll make me laugh, because when he said about the, in the trailer, that was funny as hell, because he was spot on with that stuff. He was absolutely right about that.
What is that? What did he say?
I ain't saying it. It got it almost lost him half the country. I ain't saying it, but I know I was able to do it without $1 billion. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, so I know he was telling the truth. Like, yeah, he's right. You know what I'm saying? He's absolutely right. So, for him to go from there where he can't do no wrong to now he can't do no good. What?
Yeah. No, it's a whiplash. Take a toll on you. And dude, he's being sued by everybody that could possibly sue him. Yeah. And they are trying to destroy him. And that's honestly the thing that makes his base. That's what DeSantis doesn't understand. That's what the new establishment right doesn't understand. Is the more you go after him, the
stronger he becomes.
The stronger the more they like him. And that is the base that the Republicans need to win an election, no matter what. It is. And the more that DeSantis people, even through surrogates, even though DeSantis isn't doing it himself, right? Mm-hmm. The more they see them pick on Trump, mm-hmm. the more DeSantis will never be able to get past the primary.
Mm. Why do you think that?
What I mean? The same reason Milo said it on Tim's show. It was, if you put those two on a stage together.
Oh yeah, he's done. He's dead in the water. And there's no question. Yeah,
the loyalty to Trump is abnormal. It's inhuman.
Yeah,
because they see him as a punching bag. Every time they see someone, not just Democrats, but someone, Republicans, DeSantis, Jeb Bush, Hillary Clinton, it doesn't matter. If they see anybody hit that man, they feel that as them hitting him. You get what them hitting them. And that is something that no politician, maybe in the history of our country, has been able to replicate. That kind of loyalty amongst people who have largely been just sloughed off by both Democrats and Republicans.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that they're black, they're white, they're Asian, they're
gun hole for Trump.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that's healthy, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
It's not that it's not healthy. Here's the catch. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The person that you're attacking the most causes me to support that person. So if you're attacking Ye, I'm going to promote, I'm going to support him, because that could have been me one day. I say a lot of stupid stuff. Lots. You mean tell me saying something stupid could cost me $1 billion contract?
Yeah. Dude.
Wait a minute now.
Come on
$1 billion? $1 billion.
$1 billion.
You didn't say $1,000. You didn't say 10 grand. You didn't say a slap on the wrist. You didn't say 2 years of jail time. You said $1 billion. $1 billion. Kiss my. There's no way I'm going to support any of that. I don't care what the man said. I'm going to support the man after that. Now, he been putting jelly beans up his ass for the last 3 weeks. I don't know what the hell. I mean, the man just saying, I'm like,
he's getting
just shut up, be quiet. We just stop saying no, don't say nothing else.
Yeah.
Leave it, be quiet. Just we're trying to support you, but you keep saying dumb stuff, right? But at the same time, I understand where it's coming from. He's
Yeah.
being slaughtered. He's being
He is.
lynched. He's being manhandled. Here's a man whose ego is probably bigger than
Everybody's.
Texas.
Yeah.
And now he's being told, you ain't nothing, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're nothing. And
Well,
because he's being told that after all these years of hard work and labor, that will grind my gears a little bit too.
Right.
Which tells me, what is the incentive of trying to become rich in this country? Because all they're going to do is control you.
There's a difference between having money and having power. There's a giant difference. And what Ye is learning right now
is he has money.
He has money, but he don't have no power. Because
but he has influence, which is powerful.
It's powerful, but it can be, if you have somebody like Milo Yiannopoulos sitting behind you who's smarter than you, who has made his entire career off of manipulating people, and will convince you and whisper in your ear while you're being attacked, oh, just go out there and say this, just go out there and say that, to his own ends. No. Especially when you're talking about a guy who's being, anybody, let me get on this soapbox for a second. Anybody at all who goes within the orbit of the Kardashians with a penis, if they have one, they will be spit out and destroyed.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
The Kardashians eat men for a living.
Yeah.
Look at Bruce Jenner. Look at Kanye West. Look at
Ray J.
Look at Ray J. Look at Rob Kardashian. Look at all of them, man. Lamar Odom, even, right? I mean, all of them got just destroyed by the Kardashians, and now they're trying to take his kids away from him, dude. If you've ever been in a family court, that is the worst thing. I would rather cut off my leg than do that.
And
again.
this brings me to a bigger point than everything. There are far too many vindictive women who are in seats of power. They're vindictive. They are uncontrolled, and they can unleash the most amount of damage on any person. And you will think, because you see that pretty face, they got to be innocent. I've said this to my wife before. I said, stop looking at my brawn and look at the heart that's inside it. This is just a shell. This right here, this flesh here, this right here, this is just a vehicle, right? This is just a vehicle. If your truck that can pull 50,000 pounds has a broken transmission, it doesn't matter how powerful the engine is.
Yeah.
And that's what women can do. They can break your transmission, and people will look at you and say, yeah, but you're a big old truck. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what's going on here with many of us. Please get this thing out of my, thank you for removing that. Thank you, Mods. Yeah. So my issue that I have, which is very difficult to say on live. My problem that I have is I don't feel there are enough women combating these women, because men, we are shackled when it comes down to y'all. We're shackled. Not because we can't come after you, but it's not in our nature to. So because it's not in our nature to come after you, Eugene, what's up, man? Because it's not in our nature to come after you, we need the support of the women, who's going to come up and say, no, that's it. We draw the buck here. You're not going to just take down our men like this. We're going to come after you now. This is why I'm excited about, so like Carrie Lake and stuff like that. I'm excited about women like that. I trust she's on the up and up. I hope she's on the up and up. But I need to see more women that's saying we're going after the other women who's causing this. We got to start figuring stuff out, because our men in this country don't have no point in doing anything anymore. What is our incentive, right?
Yeah.
We work hard for what? What exactly? What are we working hard for? What is your take on that?
To support your family. That's what it comes down to, is that you get the shame of I mean, if you want to be a real man, and this is it's a good value to have, you got to support your people. You know what I mean? And but what happens is, I think that the relationship between a man and woman has been so muted and so mutated towards being the man has to be all, not only does he have to go to work 12 hours a day, but he has to come home and be the nurturer to the kids as well. And he's got to cook the dinner, and he's got to, and so what you end up having is a man that is just a battery for everything else that's going on around them. Right. And it's, you live in a kind of despair. Right. And, what is it that Dave Chappelle said that hits me? It's like taking away a man's ability to earn a living is akin to killing him.
Yes.
And
yes, that's exactly what it is.
And as somebody who's experienced that myself, I can agree with that. But making a man only somebody who supports and earns paper, you know what I mean? And earns the money is a way of killing him as well. Because if a man is made to feel that all he is there to do is pass through the night and make sure that you got a food over your head, 3 squares a day, 3 hots in a cot, and there to protect you, that's not all we're people too. And that's what society has done over the last 30 years, 40 years, is emasculated the parts of a man that make him feel as though the work he is doing is actually virtuous.
Yeah.
Beyond just, okay, well, I've done this, so it's good. Right? Yeah. No. And women have to play a large part in that, because their expectation is you got to earn, or I'm not going to mess with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And which is ironic, because if you want me to earn, you're going to have to give up the seat so I can. Like, how am I going to? You got me competing with you, girl. I'm competing with you for the same job, for the same money, and you expect me to earn more than you? Like, none of this makes any sense.
But
like,
but that's society. That's beyond women, though, and that's the thing. When my parents were first coming up,
they're contributing to the problem. Like, okay, so you saying if you are an independent woman who has no intention of getting married and all that stuff, do you, boo-boo? But if you go in expecting to get married someday, you shouldn't be going in the first place. You should be looking to get married, right? Because if you're looking to get married, you conquer your goal. Because I see a lot of women saying, I want to chase my career first because that's what I want, yada, yada, yada. But eventually I want to be married. And you're saying, yeah, but have you seen the trail of women who tried that did not succeed? And people and women have this issue of picking the outliers and sticking to that. Well, my grandmother figured it out. My auntie figured it out. And I'm like, yeah, but that was those 2 women. What about the 50,000 who didn't? All right. So you want men to control a certain amount of money, right? Which means you're going to only get hyper alpha males at that point, who's going to be pretty much dogging all the women, because those are the valuable men, quote unquote. And they don't even compete in your sector at all. So the chances of you meeting this person is slim to none. You got to be wicked hot to even be in their presence. And if you do find yourself in their presence, it's because they're bored or they got nothing else better to do. So my thing is, if you truly, and I know the problem here, here's the issue. So we come home, let's say women quit their jobs to let men do their thing. Now what? What happened? Because you don't have the position to take care of me in the first place. This is when we work stuff out. We got to work it out. We're not saying quit your job. I'm saying if you want a man to be able to support you in the long run, eventually you will have to step down from that seat. Start eliminating your job away from your environment. Start limiting it slowly but surely. Okay, I need a man that I'm interested in. I need a man who's going to do X, Y, Z. This is what I'm looking for, because that's what you're doing anyway. You're looking for a particular man, right? So you go looking for that man. And while you're looking for that man, and you starting to have this conversation with these men and stuff like that, you start saying, this is what I want in the relationship. What do you expect from me in the relationship? I'm looking to be a kept woman, or I'm looking to be a part-time woman, or whatever your scenario is. Because trust me, men have no problem with compromise. We don't. We men in this country have no problem with we've been compromising since day one, so we have no problem with that. My thing is, you can't expect me to make more than you when you're splitting my income.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when our parents were kids, you could make it on one income. Now you absolutely cannot, unless you are somebody that makes a high dollar amount. You know what I mean?
Right.
Most men, a majority of men or women, have to work. A majority of the people have to work both. Both people have to work,
but that's
because you can't earn.
But you're splitting the income. There's double the workers, same amount of jobs, doubles the workers. So you got to split the income.
Yeah.
So if you pull that back, we will go back down to being able, because all right, so the man will be able to earn his earning potential, his true earning potential, because he's doing the job of two people.
Yeah, but also, but there's all kinds of economics involved, because it's like, again, you can back in the 70s, it cost you $10,000 to buy a house. Somebody made $10,000 a year, but that was an average.
Then
job
don't buy a house
to make. No. But that now the average person makes $80,000 a year, and your average house costs $300,000 a year.
That's why I said don't buy a house. Yeah, don't buy a house.
But a house is how you build wealth. That is the first step in building wealth, is owning a home. It is in the United States. That is the American dream. It is because if you own land, you own property. They can't take it away from you.
No, they can't. It's called taxes. You don't pay your taxes. They take them real quick.
I got yes, but you know what I'm saying. Within the reason, they can't take your property from you. You know what I mean? And that is the most. It's solid, right? And that's how you build generational wealth, right? Is you own property, you own a house, but now it costs $300,000 to buy the same house. It would cost $10,000 for somebody, and you make $50,000 a year. You can't do it.
No,
you know
can't.
what I mean? It's inflation, but what I'm saying is the system has designed to destroy the family, has sought to pull women out of the home and make them work, because that helps break down the family. And guess what that does? It brings you and makes you more dependent upon public schools that are teaching your kids that they can be boys when they're girls and the girls when they're boys. It makes you dependent upon free lunch programs. It makes you dependent.
Bring up Peter's comment. That's the problem right there. Half the problem. You can go ahead.
No, half the problem is that people have put their wants in front of their needs.
There you go.
Debt. Yes.
Yes.
They
yes. And now everybody is so heavily debt. You need freaking credit just to buy anything. And it's like, so you never own that stuff through credit, by the way. But you're spot on. I totally understand where you're coming from. I get what you're saying, but that stuff will recreate. We will correct. That's the word.
There you go. Yeah.
That stuff will correct, and here's why it will correct: because people will not be buying houses anymore. They won't be able to afford it.
You will own nothing and be happy.
Well, to be honest with you, have you ever been happy going to work to pay for something that you don't even like anymore? I've never been happy paying for a house. I've never been happy paying for a car, paying the same $400 a month, and the car needs repair. I ain't been happy doing that. That always sucked.
But that's
so it's like,
but there's something about owning something, man. It's something.
I own my wife. I own my body. I own my word. I own my labor. I like those things.
But I'm an old-fashioned conservative when it comes to life, liberty, and property. You know what I mean? That's what made a difference. If you got somewhere you can go no matter what, that's yours, that nobody can take from you. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Earn wealth.
You can't earn wealth.
Yeah,
wealth is built.
Yes.
Wealth is built.
Yes.
Right? But it's built off a foundation, usually beginning with your home.
Yeah.
Right? That's FU money, right? That's how you start building FU money. But I'm gonna have to get off here. My wife is calling for dinner. So, man, this was fun. We got to do this at least once a week.
At least once
a week. We're gonna start doing this, and we're so everybody knows, we're gonna, I think, start setting up a home studio.
Yes.
In my house right here.
Yes.
We're gonna do that. We're also gonna be doing stuff at the Studio Project 46. Again, go to my channel. You can see the video, the show we did yesterday over there. Man, we touched on so many things tonight that I think is going to be a bridge for us to move forward in the conversations we're going to have, because we went from everything from Tim Pool's house all the way to, what it's like to be a man to earn money in society. That's where we ended. And that's the kind of show I like doing. So if you guys appreciate that, please, my followers, follow Gary. Gary.
And my followers, there you go. They already know how to do it. We put the stuff in the link, right? Moderators, put the stuff in the link. I mean, put the stuff in the link.
I'm gonna drop
the link in the stuff.
You got moderators even. I don't even.
Yes, I do. I have moderators. They've been hanging with me from day one. Yes, I love my peoples.
This is the videos that we did yesterday, so you want to check that out. It's on my channel. You can
Awesome. Now we're going to also cut stuff up. We're going to start making some shorts out of this stuff as well. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of content coming your way. I told you guys I was going to come with you with the fire once I get settled and actually be able to do so. So we're going to come with all that good stuff. The Gary Lamb Network is about to really blow the hell up. I got Hood Conservative. He's on standby. I have Tia, or should I say, AKA Dr. Cherry. I got her on standby. I definitely got the Lady Love, Latoya Lamb, on standby, and I got a couple other guests too that's on standby as well. So the Gary Lamb Network is about to pop. I've got my relationship content coming as well. It's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm going to have more guests like the Unworkable up here that's going to really give you the hard facts, and we're going to collaborate on that stuff as well. We're going to do all kinds of stuff on this platform. We're really going to work hard, and we're going to go to Rumble. We're going to locals. We're spreading all over the place, because at this particular point, this is what I'm doing for a living, and that's it. That's what I'm doing. So without further ado,
sink or swim, man.
This is Gary Lamb and the Unworkable. You guys
unworkable, yeah.
The unworkable. You can't wake this brother. Unwakeable.
That's all right. Unwoke.
Unwoke.
That's cool, guys. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me, Gary. We'll see you soon.
Have a good one.